This is the smallest Chery Tiggo, the Tiggo 2 Pro. Let's do a review. The Chery Tiggo 2 Pro was launched in November last year and it's Chery Auto Philippines entry-level model. It competes with the likes of the Toyota Raze, Hyundai Venue, and Kia Stonic. Ito yung nag-iisang variant if hindi mo i-consider yung standard na Chery Tiggo 2 and it's priced at just 828,000 Philippine pesos. A crossover for a price of a hatchback. Compared sa regular na Tiggo 2, the Pro is definitely a huge step up. Here in front, we have a meaner and sleeker looking front fascia. We have the LED DRL here. We have the halogen projector headlights and turn signals. Tapos we have Chery's signature Sunshine Galaxy front grille. And honestly, yung exterior niya, pag nakita mo siya, medyo kahawig niya yung Hyundai Kona. And then we have this color. It's bright, it's youthful, it screams, hello! The side remains the same as the Tiggo 2, including the 16-inch two-tone alloy wheels wrapped in 205/55 Chaoyang tires. It still looks good, including yung kanyang plastic cladding na hindi overused. The rear is also pretty much the same, but Chery did a good job in changing the chrome into this gloss black. For us, malaki yung naging effect niya and it's very, very nice. Tas personally, I think my team will agree with me na palitin siguro natin yung badges niya kasi medyo malaki-laki sila. And then, meron pa rin naman tayo dito ang LED taillights. And then we have parking sensors and reverse camera. Tapos sa tailgate, pag open natin, we get 420 liters of cargo capacity. And it's actually greater than some huge crossovers. Tapos mapapansin nyo na medyo mataas yung loading height natin. It's because of the design ng bumper niya. But still, at least, meron tayong malalim na storage space. And then, napansin namin dito ulit na we hope na naayos is yung exposed wiring ng kanyang speakers, which is located right here and also nandito sa side. Pero still, okay lang naman din yun kasi it's not always exposed. Overall, Chery did a great job sa exterior ng Tiggo 2 Pro. A much improved front end, and for the rest, kahit na hindi masyado na-update, they still kept it fresh. Inside the Tiggo 2 Pro doesn't show na siya yung pinaka-basic na Chery that you can get because it's actually very edgy inside. Ang dami niyang lines here and there. And materials are almost hard touch plastics. Ayan, makikita nyo. Pero okay lang naman yun kasi it's a very affordable crossover. And then one thing yung obvious na napalitan dito is yung kanyang steering wheel, which is now the same with the other Chery models. And still, gustong-gusto namin siya because it's very thick and it's very fun to hold. Masarap siyang hawakan, masarap siyang gamitin. Design niya, it's very nice. And siguro, ang one thing lang na medyo hindi bagay dito is yung kanyang horn, which sounds very weak. Pero anyways, pwede mo naman yan palitan. Moving on, upgraded din yung infotainment system natin. So from an 8-inch, ngayon 9 inches na siya. And still, maganda pa rin yung user interface niya. It's very easy to use and responsive siya. And what's good is, meron siyang Apple CarPlay, so it makes life so much easier. Ayan. Testing natin. There. Yun. Yan, you can see, yan yung Apple CarPlay. And it's easy to use. And then meron siyang reverse camera na it's good for the price considering na medyo nasa affordable version or affordable price point tayo. Pero maganda pa rin yung camera niya and meron siyang guidance lines na sa mga ibang sasakyan na more than 2 million pesos, wala silang ganun. And then, dun sa climate control naman yan, dito siya sa screen lalabas when you adjust it. Pero meron tayong buttons and dials naman dito sa baba. Ayan. Tapos, for the seats, it's very comfortable. Yung material niya is a combination of leather and fabric, which is very nice. Tapos, very comfy siya, very decent yung tsura niya. It can support your back well, pero medyo nasa flatter side siya. But still, hindi naman sasakit yung likod mo dito. And then going back here, meron tayong USB charging port. We have the 12-volt power outlet. And then meron tayong storage. Tapos we have the shifter. And kung napapansin nyo, wala tayong dial or knobs dito sa screen. dahil nandito siya sa gitna. So it's very easy to reach. Dali siyang magamit. And then you have 2 cup holders here, and meron tayong very stable na center armrest. Kasi yan, no? Alam mong very matibay and maganda yung build niya. Here at the back, we have me. Joke lang. Bali, ito lang yung makikita nyo dito sa likod. So it's very simple. Basic lang siya actually. So wala tayong center armrest, we don't have back pockets, we don't have aircon vents. All we have are seats. Tapos meron tayong storage here. And what's surprising dito sa likod na hindi usual for a vehicle na at this price point is yung kanyang automatic down na windows. Ayan. So, nakaka-amaze, diba? And comfy naman yung upuan niya dito, but it's still the same with the ones in front. So, same yung material niya and medyo nasa flatter side siya. Pero, okay naman. And then, for the space, I'm 5'5". Ito yung legroom ko. And ito yung headroom ko. It's pretty decent. Basic lang siya. Tamang-tama lang. Now we're driving the Tiggo 2 Pro, and it's actually feels very similar with the Tiggo 2, and it's a bit smoother compared dun sa Tiggo 2 dati. Under the hood of the Tiggo 2 Pro is a 1.5 liter inline 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine with more power and more torque, 108 horsepower and 140 Newton meters of torque. And CVT na siya ngayon, kaya it's much smoother. Wala na yung 4-speed niya from before. As long as you're driving the Tiggo 2 Pro inside the city, this is really a good thing to drive. It's very responsive, kaya lang syempre may konting lag siya at times. Pero of course, thanks to the CVT, very smooth yung acceleration niya. The CVT really did a lot to improve how this performs inside the city compared to sa dating 4-speed automatic. Ride quality is actually really good. It absorbs the bumps really well. And then pagdating naman sa NVH, ang pinakakailangan niya i-improve is yung vibrations niya. Road noise naman is expected para sa sasakyan na sa ganitong price. But for the vibrations, they're a bit too much. And yung vibrations na nakuha natin from the engine, most of it pumapasok sa cabin, lalo na kapag nasa highway ka na. Speaking of highway, dun medyo disappoint kami kasi dun namin na-feel na it's a bit underpowered and unstable na siya once na lumagpas ka na ng 100 kph. But anyway, back to the good things. Since hydraulic power steering siya, it actually feels really good. It's on the heavier side nga lang for its size. But very responsive and lots of feedback naman. And overall, this car is really good for the city. Basta stay ka lang sa city, huwag ka nang lalabas. And then for the fuel economy, we got around 11.4 kilometers per liter. Mix na yan ng city and highway, so it's actually really good. Now here's 3 things we love about the Chery Tiggo 2 Pro. First has to be the looks. Chery has done a great job in making the already good-looking Tiggo 2 even better. Maybe may kamukha pero very eye-catching yung design nito. Next, it's a very good car to drive in the city. Like I already mentioned, driving this is very comfy overall as long as you stay inside the city. Finally, the price. At just a little over 800,000 pesos, sobrang affordable na to. Instead of buying a small sedan or hatchback, you get crossover SUV ground clearance and more space, plus more or better equipment. Of course, no car is perfect, so here's 3 things we hope they improve with this model. First is the engine. While yeah, it's good to drive in the city, highway driving is a weak point. Maybe offering the 1.0 turbo engine would help in this regard. Next is the NVH. Like sinabi ko, daming vibrations pumapasok sa cabin from the engine. Sana more refinement. Lastly, the brake feel. I forgot to mention this while driving, pero the brakes could use some work. While the pedal feels good, you will need to press harder or make sure you give enough pressure to get the best feedback. The Chery Tiggo 2 Pro may have some flaws but will definitely take this over small hatchbacks of the same price. Again, basta stay ka lang sa city, this is definitely a step in the right direction and we're sure Chery can improve this still.